It starts very quietly, so quietly that no one notices. You pick up your phone just for a moment. You tell yourself you'll only check one thing, and then 20 minutes disappear. Your thumb keeps moving even when you didn't tell it to. Your brain softly says, just one more video, just one more scroll, but it never ends. There's no finish line, no moment where your brain says, okay, that's enough. There's only the bright screen and a strange, empty feeling afterward. You're not broken, you're not weak. Your brain is stuck, and it was planned that way. Today, we're going to talk about why scrolling is so hard to stop. Not because you're bad at self-control, not because you're lazy, but because your brain has learned a habit that keeps pulling you back. This isn't just about phones. It's about how your brain works, how rewards work, and how attention works. Here's an important question. If you're not choosing what you focus on, then who is choosing for you? There's a boy. Let's call him Eli. He's 17, quiet, kind, a little shy. Being around people feels tiring, so his phone becomes a safe place. At first, it's harmless. Funny videos, cool clips, a few posts before sleep. But slowly, nights get longer. He tells himself, I'm just relaxing. Without noticing, his phone becomes the only thing that makes him feel okay. And Eli doesn't realize what's happening inside his brain. Every time you scroll, your brain gets a tiny reward. This reward is called dopamine. Dopamine doesn't mean happiness, it means expectation. It's the feeling of, maybe the next thing will be exciting. That's why scrolling never feels finished, because dopamine doesn't care about being done. It only cares about what might come next. So your brain keeps saying, just one more, maybe the next one. Your body stays still, but your mind keeps chasing. Eli's grades begin to drop. He talks less, laughs less. When his phone is gone, he feels restless. That's not random. That's his brain missing the reward. When dopamine happens too often, your brain stops enjoying small things. Food tastes boring, walks feel empty, real smiles don't feel as strong. Real life becomes quiet, too quiet. So Eli goes back to the screen, not because it feels amazing, but because everything else feels worse. There's also a girl sitting in her dorm room, books open, computer on. She's trying to study, but her thoughts won't slow down. Everything feels loud inside her head, so she picks up her phone just to calm down. She scrolls, one post, then another. Her thoughts quiet for a moment. She feels normal. Then she looks up. An hour is gone. She feels bad. And to escape that bad feeling, she scrolls again. She's not chasing fun. She's chasing peace. Each scroll makes the noise softer. But the quiet she wants doesn't live inside the phone. It lives underneath the noise, in the stillness she's afraid of. Here's the scary part. This wasn't an accident. Apps are designed to surprise your brain, just like games or slot machines. Sometimes you see something fun, sometimes you don't. That surprise keeps you scrolling. Your brain says, maybe the next one will be good, and so you keep going. Slowly, your attention gets pulled away and handed to the screen. Eli doesn't know that colors, sounds, and even waiting times were carefully chosen. Smart people studied the brain to learn how to keep attention longer. They learned something important. The human brain loves new things, even when it steals calm. We choose noise over stillness, because stillness means facing ourselves. Eli doesn't crash suddenly. Nothing dramatic happens. He just fades. His focus breaks into pieces. His feelings feel flat. Real life becomes something he barely visits. Pause. And maybe that's happening to many of us. When silence feels scary, we forget how to simply be. There's a brain rule called random rewards. It means you never know when the fun thing will show up. That's why games and scrolling are so powerful. You keep trying because the next one might be special. You become someone pulling a reward lever again and again. The cage feels invisible, and the door feels open. When your brain only wants rewards, it forgets meaning. You stop asking, what makes me happy? And start asking, what distracts me fastest? Noise feels like comfort. Clicks feel like connection. You forget how to sit quietly without reaching for something. The real cost isn't just time, it's losing touch with yourself. Maybe it wasn't your fault. Maybe you just wanted to feel okay. You weren't lazy. You were lonely. You weren't weak. Your brain was trained. And somewhere deep inside, you still remember what calm felt like. Because your attention is one of the most important things you have. And you've been giving it away. Next time your thumb moves by itself, pause. Let the quiet stay for a second. You don't need to quit phones forever. You just need to choose sometimes. Every small pause teaches your brain something new. Healing doesn't happen fast. It happens in tiny, quiet moments. Maybe real life is still there, waiting patiently. So put the phone down for a moment. Look around. The world didn't disappear. You just remembered how to see it again. And maybe that's where healing begins.